I am holding a very special book by one of the most amazing people that I've ever met in this life, Varvara Ivanova. She is known in Russia and to some extent in other countries. This book is actually published in San Francisco in English. However, it's out of print, unfortunately. She is known for her extraordinary, powerful ability to heal people through her biofeedback energy, a subject that needs a lot more research and studies. However, this book is written in the form of collection of studies with a lot of citations, very scientific approach, I would say. Today, I wanted to briefly describe how I came to experience her very special gift. I was a young student in Moscow, and during Perestroika, most exciting time in the history of Soviet Union at the time, a lot of things were happening for the first time. And likely for the first time, it was possible to have a large public event for a person like Varvara Ivanova, who shared with us so much of her knowledge. I came to a large factory auditorium that had 5 levels. It was packed with close to 5,000 people, and I was able to sit only at the very top. People were asking questions for hours, at least 5 hours, and she was so generous with her time. There was so much yearning to learn about this prohibited subject. I would not be able to explain everything. However, someone asked Varvara Ivanova, why is it possible that she specifically had this very powerful gift of healing? Her answer was quite unusual, like a lot of her answers surprised me and probably most of the audience. She said, most remarkably, that this gift is actually not unique. And in fact, she said that all people have this gift, but to an extent, and it can be developed. In fact, later on, I learned that she taught other people very generously, in addition to healing herself. And I learned it from this book much later when I was already in this country. However, she stated very seriously that one of the reasons some people, only very few people, have access to the full power of this ability, but others just have it in undeveloped form. Comparing this to singing ability, she compared it to music, apparently. I remember it so vividly. She said, just like everyone can sing, everyone has this ability to access our power for healing. However, some of us sing in our living rooms and in the showers, and some of us sing on stages to the pleasure and benefit of large audiences. She said that the main reason why the humankind does not have full access to this ability is because of the low ethical development. And that is one of the most important subjects of my address today. Through music, intuitively, I have been trying to bring out the best in our hearts and souls, both in my students, and I hope my music resonated and inspired the best that our human potential is created for. In the very beginning of her lecture, amazing Varvara Ivanova told us that she is going to show us her aura. And I have to admit that out of close to 5,000 people, after midnight, she told those hardcore dedicated fans of her and her subject to come down on the first floor. And I was, of course, among those who wouldn't wish to leave prior to the event ending. I joined 200 people at the time. About 200 people left. It was very late. She told us to gather next to the stage, sit down and keep our eyes open but relax and focus on something we would want to heal in our own bodies. And she told us to think about the image of golden lotus. And then something that is absolutely impossible to describe verbally started happening. I began seeing golden shining around her body, and it was very vivid and clearly visible, however magical and hard to explain in the words. Intense and gentle golden light, amber color. I can compare it to some images on frescoes. The saints have shining shilohs surrounding their heads. So that's approximately what her aura looked like. However, it was all around her body, not just her head. But another most amazing thing that I would never forget in my life was golden lotus. The vision, most vivid and clear in my mind, however, not in any other dimension. The clear vision was a moving vision of opening golden lotus. And again, I don't know how to describe this. And that is the reason I'm speaking about the subject next to the piano. Since not long ago, when I had to pray for health of my friend and my own health, and I had to search for solutions outside of medical help, I had discovered that, just like the words of Hans Christian Andersen say, that music speaks when the words fail. I think only music can describe that vision that I was so privileged to see. So very often when I perform quiet musical pieces, meditative and gentle of nature, I convey that most amazing, beyond words impression that I would never forget. And I do hope that my music brings my listeners of my music, closer to the state that would allow all of us, our entire humankind, to access our highest potential that Varvara Ivanova was explaining to us. That is the most recent discovery of the music and music's power to transform human mind, that I came to experience intuitively. And I do hope that there would be many more attempts to find more in-depth exploration and understanding of these lesser known aspects of human consciousness and spirituality.